I am aware that in rehabilitation there is no scientific evidence or recognized practice that involves borrowing of minds in any literal or spiritual sense. This suggestion remains outside the realm of empirical neuroscience and that neuropsychologists adhere to strict ethical guidelines, emphasizing the autonomy, consent, and dignity of patients. This was not so in my case. Now I would like you to drop any prior notions of how you think life for a client is like in rehab and what goes on if ethical standards in neuropsychology were disregarded or violated in the context I am referring to. This would be a matter of serious concern. Neuropsychology, like all fields of healthcare, operates under stringent ethical frameworks designed to protect patients' autonomy, dignity, and rights. When these frameworks are ignored, the consequences can be harmful both to individuals and to public trust in the profession. Let's delve into what these standards are and what happens when they are breached. Beneficence and non-maleficence. Neuropsychologists must act in the best interests of their patients, do no harm. Treatments or interventions must aim to benefit the patient and avoid causing unnecessary harm. If ethical standards in neuropsychology were disregarded or violated in the context I am referring to, this would be a matter of serious concern. Neuropsychology, like all fields of healthcare, operates under stringent ethical frameworks designed to protect patients' autonomy, dignity, and rights. When these frameworks are ignored, the consequences can be harmful both to individuals and to public trust in the profession. Let's delve into what these standards are and what happens when they are breached. Ethical standards in neuropsychology. 1. Informed consent. Patients must fully understand the purpose, methods, and potential risks of any psychological evaluation or treatment before agreeing to participate. This ensures autonomy and protects against coercion or manipulation. 2. Confidentiality. All information obtained during neuropsychological assessments must remain confidential, with exceptions only in cases of imminent danger to the patient or others, as required by law. 3. Beneficence and non-maleficence. Neuropsychologists must act in the best interests of their patients, do no harm. Treatments or interventions must aim to benefit the patient and avoid causing unnecessary harm. 4. Competence and professional standards. Practitioners are required to maintain high levels of professional knowledge and skills, ensuring that their methods are evidence-based and align with the latest advancements in neuroscience and psychology. 5. Respect for patient rights and dignity. Neuropsychologists must honor the inherent dignity of all individuals, recognizing cultural, individual, and role differences, and working to eliminate bias or discrimination in their practices. When ethical standards are violated. Violations of these principles can occur in various ways, and their impact can be profound. 1. Exploitation of vulnerable patients. Brain-injured individuals are often in vulnerable states, both cognitively and emotionally. Exploiting their condition, whether for personal, financial, or experimental purposes, represents a serious breach of trust. 2. Unethical experiments. Historically, some professionals have engaged in unethical experiments under the guise of science, e.g., early psychiatric experiments or treatments without consent. These practices are now universally condemned but highlight the need for vigilance. 3. Lack of accountability. In cases where ethical oversight is weak or absent, practitioners may abuse their positions of authority. This can lead to situations where patients are harmed without avenues for redress. 4. Legal and professional consequences. Violations can result in lawsuits, loss of licensure, and damage to the neuropsychologist's reputation. Institutions or governments may also be held accountable if systemic failures are identified. I was fooled for an entire year, often sensing irregular actions from the psychologist, but I was cognitively redundant. I am aware of a duty to trick clients into recovery. He did this with a constant foresight and emphasis on his final hours of work with me. Yes, spirituality entered a science-based psychology session, either that or he made some psychological trick. With all his practice of mental communications, he shakes his whole body uncomfortably and exaggeratingly, then brushed of the incident. I involuntarily copied this incident days later, after more hypnotics no doubt. I walked out dazed, threw myself out a top-floor house window headfirst days after my rebirth in rehab. I have spent near quarter century with no mind. Yes, I am saying he taken my mind. He told me all, starting with this is a spiritual world. Then he went on to I borrow your mind, refine this and return when ya shake my hand in the pub. He goes on to say what I will do, what I should do, and what I would probably do, showing me documents and photos about my future. There was something important of mine. He showed some of a document I was to regain from the social worker and send to him. I sent him masses of stuff after I had left. If this is not a breach of ethical conduct, then I don't know what this world includes. I had a fabulous, colorful, vivid, and intelligent imagination. Immense sense of humor missed the most, but we humans adapt to absolutely anything. Difficulty and suicide attempts later, there is no figure of compensation to equal such treatment.